Hi again, everybody. This video is sponsored by Contribution from Anonymous, and here's her story. Hi, Ollie. Glad you're back doing videos. Hope you had a great 4th. Hope it was better than mine. Decided after 7 months now being away from my ex-narcissist and leading a very happy life that I would like to join one of these singles meetup groups. I decided to join a Christian singles meetup because I thought, well, this would at least let me have a bit more assurance that I wouldn't run into a narcissist. LOL. Yeah, that's a big LOL. That's a big LOL. Well, long story short, that pipe dream went up in smoke along with the fireworks. On the meetup website, for several weeks before the picnic, everyone was telling what they were going to bring. Well, me being from the South, there was no way I was going to have 4th of July without some wonderful slow-cooked ribs. Yum, yum. I explained to the group that I was going to be bringing for my part because I was to bring a main dish. They divided up according to her. Our first letter of our name, M through R, would bring a main dish divided out like that, for instance. I explained to the meetup group that I would be cooking my ribs ahead of time, as I would be slow cooking them, so they all would need to be placed on the grill the day of, and barbecue sauce to put on just to warm them up. There were a couple guys that were going to do all the cooking and grilling. Everybody was making sure that they understood whose job was going to be what, no problem, I thought. At the park, we had reserved the shelter, and the picnic was to be between 3:45 and 8:30. It was about 45 minutes from my house, and I wanted to miss the rain as there was a possibility of rain and it had already started sprinkling. I wanted to get there before too many people so I would be able to get a parking spot, and because this was going to be a place where fireworks show and band was going to be, and I knew parking was going to be tight. I was also thinking ahead that I should get there early to get my things out of the car and go ahead and set it on the table and wait for the guy who was going to do the grilling and just explain to him, in case he didn't get the message, that I was going to need the ribs put on the grill just warmed up. As I pulled up there was only one woman there. She was getting out of her car, bringing her things. I introduced myself to her and we headed toward the shelter. We put our things on the picnic tables inside the shelter and just kind of chatted with each other, waiting for all the rest of the people to get there. This is when then this guy walks up. He's an Asian guy carrying a bag of charcoal over his shoulder. And I'm thinking to myself, great, here's the guy that's doing the grilling. I remember his face from the meetup site has all her pictures of ourselves and are posted there. So I knew he was probably the guy that I wanted to make sure. And he walks up and I said, "Hey, are you at the Christian meetup group?" And he looked at me and said no, and kept walking. I thought either he's just trying to be sarcastic, even though I never laid eyes on him before and didn't know if this to be true, or if he was just being an asshole. Either way, not very good communication going on here already. As he got the grill started up, I started putting his charcoal and getting things warmed up. Everybody started coming. After about 35 to 40 minutes, we were all playing cards, etc., and everybody getting to know each other. I noticed that he started putting the meat on the grill, taking things out of cookers such as hot dogs and hamburgers. The group event later had not arrived yet in about 15 minutes. Oh, the group event leader had not arrived yet. In about 15 minutes, she did arrive. So when she got there, I went up to her and I explained to her about the situation with the ribs. I didn't tell her about his attitude, but I just told her, would she please just explain to the guys that I have already pre-cooked ribs, but they would need warming up because I had just taken them out of the refrigerator, and that I thought I had brought 2 huge bottles of barbecue sauce that we could put on them. These would have been the best ribs anyway. These would have been the best ribs. I always cook them slow. I put Worcestershire sauce, butter, honey. I mean, I really make them where they're falling off the bone. And I want to do something nice and really contribute to the meetup group, since this is my first time, and it was my first 4th of July in a very long time without any family. Plus, I just want me some damn ribs. So I walked up behind the group meetup leader as she was nicely explaining to the guys about the ribs. One of the guys that didn't know anything about the situation, he was helping. He was heaping barbecue. He was helping barbecue. He's like, she brought ribs and it needed to be cooked. We're not prepared to cook ribs. When I heard that, I said, okay, that's it. So I stepped forward and I said, no, the ribs are already fully cooked. I just need to put them on the grill when you guys get time so they are warmed up because they are cold. And I have sauce and everything you guys need. Did you say you were going to be? You did say you were going to be grilling. So I brought meat and I just spent 5 hours cooking them yesterday. So I thought we could just warm them up. Long story short, the guys did not warm up the ribs. They had no intention of warming up the ribs or putting them on the grill or putting sauce on them. So essentially they were cold and everybody still ate some. But as you can guess, who wants to eat cold food? So many of them went to waste. I spent, I know, $80 on that meat. Moral of the story here is, do not think that there are no narcissists in these Christian meetup groups. I was simply trying to introduce myself to the guy as he walked up and immediately blew me off and was rude to me. And this was supposed to be a Christian meetup group. I remember when I was younger, I was a waitress in college, and we would always get a group of square dancers, then also a group of Christians after church. And we would also get in the evening bikers. Half of them were half drunk all the time. Always got better tips from the bikers. Square dancers were next, and the worst tippers in the world were those freaking Christian goers. Freaking Christian church goers. I'm not saying all Christians are this way, but I'm saying do not think that because someone claims to be Christian that they're not a narcissist. Of course, you already know, as this many of your videos points out. Just thought I'd share another Christian narcissist story. Thanks, Ollie, Anonymous. Tell you what happened with the ribs. Guy didn't know how to cook ribs. Guy was posing, acting like anybody can cook hamburgers and hot dogs. Spare ribs are very delicate, and he wanted no part of it. He wanted no part of it. So that's probably what was going on there. Sounds narcissistic, and yeah, I mean, you've discussed this we've discussed this how many times about religious organizations, especially Christians. So Christian dating networks are rife with narcissism. Of course it is. I'm seeking a spouse and I believe in God. I mean, come on. That's a narcissist's wet dream. They're a narcissist's wet dream, those Christian, anytime, you know what, and I'm not big on meetup sites to begin with because it's just another form of Facebook. You're just kind of more putting it out there, what you're looking for. Meet people the old-fashioned way. Meet them generically. Go out. You don't need these, because with these group meetups, it becomes a competition as well. Your ribs are better than the hamburgers and the hot dogs and this and that. Who wants to deal with all that? Go out and get into the world on your own. Don't rely on meetup groups. But Christian meetup groups are a narcissist wet dream. They're perfect. Somebody seeking a partner under the divinity of God. Come on, how is a narcissist not going to come run into that? They will every time. Thank you for your contribution. Thank you for your story. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, or a narcissist you'd like to expose, you know what to do with the PayPal link and my email link in the description box. I'll have the video right back to you. This is Ollie Matthews. Thanks for watching. See you all again soon. Bye.